Welcome, Namaste Feel Good Club. My name is Anik, and we're here to do a blend vinyasa class. Just 45 minutes, but it's very flowy, almost like a dance. We want to have fun and just improvise if you would like. Feel free to use some blocks, strap, anything that will make you feel good and get deeper into your practice. So let's get started. We'll be on our backs to start. In a resting easy posture, so that means the heels are out, toes are in, allowing for our knees to fall in and support each other, and then allow the hips to tilt back so that your lower back can be fully straight. Option to extend the arms to each side of the hips, simming the shoulders down away from the ears, or option to place a hand over the belly and the heart, just to ground yourself. And to feel your heartbeat under the hand, feeling the breath under your hand, eventually closing down your eyes. Take a moment just to scan the body first. From the top of the head down to the toes, not changing your breath, allowing for awareness of the body. Just noticing how you're showing up today, how you're feeling. Noticing if your breath is shallow or deep, if it's easy to breathe, or if there's some resistance. And when you're ready, you can introduce some deeper breaths, breathing deeper on your inhales through the nose, filling your lungs, filling your belly, and out the nose, releasing completely. Continue just like that, deep breaths in and out through the nose, letting the oxygen flow freely throughout the body. Notice how the muscles relax more and more in the lower spine as we use this ujjayi breath, ocean breath, allowing for the exhale to be longer and deeper than the inhale. And if you'd like, you can set an intention for the class today, whatever aligns with you, maybe an affirmation or a mantra. Just a why, for why you're practicing today, why you're showing up on the mat. And when you're ready, we'll place the soles of our feet together, splay the knees apart in Supine Baddha Konasana. You may stay with the hands wherever you're at, or you can even reach the arms overhead. Grab your elbows, open up the chest. Continue with your ujjayi breath or ocean breath. Feeling the ribs open up. And if you'd like, you can also try the other arm on top, switching it up, feeling the difference. And one more breath here. Beautiful. Bring the knees together. We'll just tuck them in towards the chest. Pull in, wrap your arms around, nose towards your knees. And lower down onto your back. Take a moment to roll along your lower spine, back and forth, massaging the lumbar spine, maybe the tops of your glutes. Just loosening up the hips, the spine. And when you're ready, you can either grab your big toes with your second and third finger, or go deeper with grabbing the outsides of your feet. Hips stay low to the ground. We want our spine super straight here. Wherever you're at, you can stay here. You can rock back and forth, side to side. You can extend the legs out one at a time, two at the same time, whatever is playful and in alignment with you. Just starting to loosen up, opening up the hips. To go in deeper, you can always bend the elbows, pull in. And then we'll place our right leg over the left leg for supported pigeon. First option here is to grab the back of your leg or the knee in front and then pull in towards the chest. You can stay here or bend the elbows and pull in deeper. A more advanced variation, if you have very, very tight hips here, is to wrap the inside of your elbow around the base of your foot and around both legs, clasping the fingers together, pulling towards the chest. However, as you can see, my hips lift up when I do this, so it means that it's actually better for me to stay with my hands over my knee here and then pull in. We want our hips to stay low and to pull the shoulders back. We're going to do 3 more breaths here. If you would like, you can pull in, nose towards the left knee, and back down. On your exhale, we're going to release, extend the arms to each side. Keep the legs exactly how they are right now. All we're going to do is allow the legs to fall to the left. The base of the foot is on the floor, and we gaze to the right. Option to stay here or grab your ankle for support and stay here. Option to close down the eyes. And the goal is to relax the lower spine, the hips, the glutes, the psoas. And the more you relax, the more it'll stretch the base. You might feel it on the outside of your hip. 3 more breaths here. On your next inhale, bring the knees back to center and towards your chest. Wrap the arms around, curl in. Option for a little happy baby here if you'd like. Lifting the heels, extending the spine once again, maybe extending your legs. And we'll go for the other side, meaning we have the left leg over the right. Once again, you have that option behind your thigh, in front of the knee, or fully around, all the way clasped together, pulled towards the chest. Choose what works for you and stay there, remembering to allow the exhales to be nice and long, to release any tension. And it's normal to feel a lot when we're in these postures, especially in the hips. But the more you breathe, the deeper you breathe, the more the muscles will relax and get out of your way to do the real work. Go ahead and curl in if you would like towards the right knee. And back down. One more breath. And on the exhale, you can extend those arms, allow the legs to fall to the right this time. Keep the knee pointed up, and you can grab that ankle once again for support. We're gazing to the left, but you have that option to close down the eyes. And release the jaw, maybe separating the teeth in your mouth. Relaxing the face. Relaxing the neck, the chest. And on your inhale, we come back up to center. Knees together, wrap your arms around, curl in, just like you know. And for here, we're going to drop the heels. Make sure you can still touch your heels from where you're at, and allowing for the lumbar spine to tilt under. So we're going to move into a bridge pose, meaning we want a bit of pressure on the big toes and the heels. Allow for all of that weight to be distributed equally into the foot. And as you inhale, we'll reach our arms up, push our hips up. Go into a bridge pose. Relax the glutes. And on the exhale, hands lower down. Inhale, dig into the heels, lift the hips, the arms. Balloon your chest towards the chin. Exhale down. One more time. Go as controlled and as slow as you need. All of the strength is in the legs, in the hips, and lower down. Exhale. Beautiful. From here, we're going to bring the knees together towards the chest and begin to roll along the spine until you can rise all the way up to seated. Hands go forward and scooting back to your tabletop position. We want to stack our limbs, so that means the hands directly under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips. Spread your fingers out nice and wide to stabilize yourself. And from there, we'll drop our belly, tilt the pelvis up, gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round the spine, drop the head, gaze past the legs or towards the belly button. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Go ahead on your own, gently moving, feeling the tilt of the pelvis, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. And staying connected with the breath. If you'd like to add more movement, like circles of the head, of the hips, of the spine, to loosen up, maybe closing down the eyes, feeling the sensation, and towards the other direction. If you want to take any extra movements, now is the time, like child's pose, maybe circling the hips, allowing for your body to loosen up more and more, getting ready for when we actually flow. And eventually, we'll curl our toes under, lift our hips up high, down dog. You can start to pedal out your feet, bend one knee at a time. Maybe lift the heels up at the exact same time, up and down. You might feel your feet, your ankles crack. Push the shoulders away from the ears, gazing past the knees or towards your belly button. Place pressure into the tips of your fingers, not just the wrists, and stay here, activating your core, extending those hips up. Feet are about hip-width distance apart. From here, we're going to inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend one knee at a time to walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend the spine. You can place your hands on the knees, on the ankles, or on the floor as long as your spine is straight. This is called Ardha Uttanasana. On the exhale, fold forward. If you need to bend your knees, go ahead. You can place your belly on your thighs and shake out your head. Also grab your elbows and sway side to side. Releasing the lower back, allowing for the head, your neck to be as comfortable as possible. And from here, you can micro bend the knees and gently rise up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Rolling the shoulders back and down, away from the ears, palms facing forward, tucking that pelvis underneath. All the way, engaging the core, shoulders down. Grounding into the feet, maybe closing down the eyes, seeing how stable you are. And on your next inhale, we'll reach the arms overhead. Samasthiti, watch your palms touch. You can grab the left wrist with your right hand, pull up, and then exhale to the right. Big side bend, gazing up to help your neck. Inhale, center. Grabbing for the right wrist this time. Exhaling to the left, side bend, gazing up. Inhale, center. Push the hips forward. Bend your elbows, cactusing all the way back. Let the head fall back. And exhale, forward fold, hinging from the hips. This is Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha, once again, finding the placement for the hands. And exhale, this time Chaturanga. We'll start out with taking some steps back. You have some options here. If you want to start with dropping the knees and the chest, you can do that. Or you can go for a full Chaturanga, high plank, low plank, and then tops of the toes for up dog. Go ahead, stretch the neck, let the head fall back, knees and hips off the mat. Exhale, down dog. All the way into your Adho Mukha Svanasana. Go ahead, shake out your head. And the first thing we're going to do is extend the right leg up for three-legged dog. You can bend the knee, open the hip, and we'll place the right leg in front of the left knee, lowering down and pushing back for a deep hip opener. You can extend those hands further out if you'd like. Drop the forehead as low as it goes. And take one breather. On your exhale, come back onto the hands. Inhale, three-legged dog. And you have the option here to just stay there, bending the knee, opening up the hip, or wild thing towards the back, lowering the heel, opening up the chest, the hip, extending all the way overhead. And back into your Chaturanga, high plank, low plank. Inhale, up dog, tops of the toes. Exhale, down dog. Same thing with the other side, left leg reaches up. Bend the knee, open the hip. And number 4 with the legs. Lowering down, pushing the hips back, lowering the forehead. Deep stretch. One breath here. Exhale. Inhale, three-legged dog. Option to stay there, knee bent, or wild thing. Push those hips up. Open up the chest and the shoulders. Exhale. Into your Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Prepare. And exhale, either walk or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe you grab the backs of the heels if you can. Folding down. Inhale, rise up. Samasthiti. Exhale, prayer in front of the chest. We're going to go 2 more times. Inhale, reach overhead. And side bend to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Cactus the elbows, open the chest. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, straight back, Ardha. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right leg reaches up. Number 4, lowering down, pushing back. Three-legged dog. We're going to start to go faster. Going back, wild thing, opening up the hips. Reach back. And half vinyasa. You can do a 3-legged Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg all the way up. Go ahead, number 4, lowering down. And wild thing directly towards the back, reaching overhead. And half vinyasa. That is your chaturanga, your up dog, and your down dog. We'll do it one more time on each side. Right leg starts in front of the left knee. Number 4, and wild thing towards the back. If you're adventurous, you'd like to try this, go ahead and try wheel from here. And moving back into your half vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Same thing with the other side. Left leg over the right, lowering down. And wild thing all the way back. Option for wheel. And half vinyasa. Up dog and down dog. Take a breather, can lower onto the knees, into child's pose. Drop the forehead all the way down, maybe closing down the eyes. And eventually walking the hands towards the knees. We're going to do something just to warm up our backs, our hips, and move into a camel prep position. We're going to move up onto the knees and start with gently pushing our hands into the lower back, hips move forward, opening up the chest, head falling back, camel prep. And back to center. If you'd like, you can do this again. Camel prep, head falls back, or you can reach for a heel in the back with one arm or the other. And rise back up. You can go for those variations or go all the way, camel pose, grabbing the heels, opening up the chest, let the head fall back. Rise back up. You can lower down onto the hips, bring the knees together, and walk the hands forward, child's pose. From here, curl the toes under. We're going to go for our second flow. Down dog, walking our feet to the top of the mat. From here, make sure that the big toes are together, slight wedge between the heels. From there, we can bend the knees, hips move back, arms overhead. You want to make sure that you're tucking the pelvis underneath, not sticking your butt out. So you're still engaging the core right here in the Mula Bandha. Your arms are overhead. You're gazing down at your toes. You can still see your toes from where you're at. Stay low. If you can drop the hips lower, go for it. Palms are facing each other. Inhale. And exhale, extend the legs, folding down, Uttanasana. Inhale for Ardha. Exhale for Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right leg reaches up. And knee to nose, high plank, round your spine. Step the heel forward. Drop the back knee down. Supported crescent. Go ahead, stay here, engaged, pushing into that front heel, engaging the glute. And this is where you can use some blocks if you would like. You can place a block to the side here as we lower down for a side bend. If not, just place the hand on the floor, reaching the right hand overhead and going to the other side. Left hand reaches up, big side bend. And back to center for a back bend. Reaching the other arms overhead. You can always flip the palms up to get in deeper, opening up the chest. And from here, lowering the hands on each side of the foot, half splits. You can also have your blocks right here if you'd like, or keep the hands on the mat as you scoot the hips back. Flex the foot forward. It's better to have a straight spine than a bent knee. So if you need to bend your knee here, go for it. If not, extend that leg fully, hips over the knee. You can also rotate your hips side to side, opening up the back of the leg. And from there, bend the front knee. Left hand on the floor, back toes curl under, lift the leg, dragonfly twist. Stay here, gazing towards that right hand. Opening up the chest. And from here, drop the back knee. We'll go for a thigh stretch, grabbing the foot in the back, pulling in. Even if you can't reach it, stay here, for example, or grab that bind. Keep the knee on the floor. We'll lower the foot in the back. Go for a supported reverse revolved warrior. Reaching the left hand overhead. If you want, you can walk your hand towards the back heel. Deeper stretch. And from there, cartwheeling the hands up and over for half moon. Lifting the left leg, opening up the left hip. You can always have a block under your hand right here for support, or keep the hand on the floor or lift it up to engage the abs. All we're going to do is switch hands. Drop the left hip, open up the right shoulder. Keep the back leg lifted. Option to have that block under your hand once again. From here, we're going to drop the foot back, cartwheel the hands up and over, reverse warrior. And moving into our side angle. Elbow on the knee, left hand overhead. Opening up the chest. If you'd like, you can always bring the hand onto a block inside your leg or on the mat. Staying here, extending the arm fully, feeling a straight line from the fingertips here all the way to the heel in the back. Or you can reach the arms under and behind your back for a bind. And from here, opening up the arms and going for Trikonasana, triangle pose, extending the leg forward. Back heel has an angle of 45-degree angle so that we can help our hips to fully twist. Left hand is overhead. Once again, you can have that block under your hand if you would like. All we're going to do is lift the back heel and switch arms. So now left hand is on the floor and our right hand is up towards the ceiling. It's a big stretch in the back of the legs. If you need to bring your feet closer together, go ahead. And from here, bend the front knee, big transition. We're going to fireball towards the front of the mat, towards the back of the mat actually. And gently lower the hands onto the mat, onto the floor for our last one, which is standing splits. Extending the leg all the way up, dropping the head down. And go ahead, half vinyasa. If you would like, you can slide the foot back for a three-legged chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Other side. Left leg reaches up. Exhale towards your nose. Round the spine, and then drop the foot forward. Back knee lowers, arms overhead. Supported crescent. Side bends to each side. We're going to start to go faster. You can use those blocks if you'd like. Going to each side, opening up our bellies. And back bend, arm overhead. And half splits. Shifting the hips back. Once again, you can use those blocks under your hands. Keep the spine straight. Option to rotate the hips side to side. Keep flexing that front foot. And dragonfly twist. Bend the front knee. Back knee lifts. Left hand overhead. gazing up towards the ceiling. Drop the back knee and take that thigh stretch if it's accessible to you. Lowering the hips. Drop the foot in the back and supported reverse revolved warrior. If you'd like, you can reach back for the heel. And we cartwheel up and over for our half moon. Lifting the right leg, the hip, opening up the chest, option to gaze down or up towards the ceiling. Switching hands, dropping the right hip, twisted half moon. Keep the leg lifted, opening up the chest. And lowering the foot back, reverse warrior. Arms up and over. And side angle towards the front. Option to have the elbow onto the knee, onto a block, on the floor. Big triangle pose next. So all we do is extend the leg. Deep stretch. And switching hands. Twisted pyramid, meaning the back heel lifts up. Left hand towards the ceiling. If you need to bring those feet closer together, go for it. Option to use the block. And bend the front knee. Circle the arms towards the back or towards the front of the mat now for fireball. Hands lower and our standing splits. Left leg reaches up and lowering down for our half vinyasa. If you'd like to make it groovy and fun, go for a handstand before. Like that. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We're gonna go again. Right leg reaches up. Step forward, supported crescent. Going faster. Side bends to each side. Back bend. Half splits. Dragonfly twist. Thigh stretch. This time, go ahead for dragonfly twist again and directly to supported reverse revolved warrior. Half moon. Twisted half moon. Option here to grab the foot in the back and lift the leg up. If you'd like, you can reach all the way up to standing king dancer. And stepping back, reverse warrior. Side angle. Trikonasana. Twisted pyramid. And fireball towards the other side before the standing splits. And half vinyasa. We're gonna go one more time on the other side and then cool down from there. Left leg reaches up, stepping forward. Supported crescent, side bend. Back bend. Half splits. Dragonfly twist. Thigh stretch. Supported reverse revolved warrior. Maybe you lift the knee up. And half moon. Twisted half moon. Option, once again, to grab the foot in the back, rise up, king dancer. Push the foot into the hand, lift the chest. And reverse warrior. all the way back. For your side angle, Trikonasana, twisted pyramid, fireball, and standing splits. Excellent job. Once again, if you'd like, you can go for that handstand before half vinyasa. And take a breather, take a break, lower to the knees. Child's pose. Keeping the knees together helps with the spine if you have any discomfort there. Or if you want to open up the knees, it helps more for the hips. So find what works best for you and lower down onto the forehead or onto your chin. We're going to move into thread the needle. When you're ready, inhale, reach the right hand up. Exhale, thread under the left arm. Lower onto the right ear. Stay here. Or you can wrap that left hand behind your back. Relaxing the neck, placing pressure or weight onto the shoulder. The more you extend the arm, the better. Two more breaths here. On the next exhale, drop the right hand or the left hand in order to reach that right hand up. And we'll switch sides. This time, left hand inhales up. Exhale to the right. Once again, lowering onto the ear. Option for the right hand behind your back. Deep breaths. Exhale, right hand lowers. Inhale, left hand reaches up. Exhale down. We're going to move into some half pigeon postures. This helps with opening up the hip, and then we'll move towards the end for Savasana. So half pigeon, we're extending the right leg forward to start. The goal is a 90-degree angle in the knee here, but that is always a progress. So when you're ready, find the angle, open up the chest, make sure that the hips are in line. One hip isn't higher than the other. Take a moment to extend the spine, deep breath in. And on the exhale, you can walk those hands forward, lower the forehead. Deep breaths. Three more breaths. Allow your hips to lower. If you can walk your hands higher up and your forehead higher up, go for it. Last breath. Inhale, walk the hands up. Open up the chest. If you'd like, you can go for a twist. Right hand, left foot. Maybe you can pull the heel towards the hip, elbow points up. If you're more advanced or you have access, go ahead and grab for full king pigeon, grabbing the big toe, going for the bind. And gently moving to the other side. Down dog and half pigeon on the left side to finish it off. Lowering down, walking those hands forward when you're ready. Making sure the hips are stacked and aligned. Last deep breath. Walk your hands towards the front leg. Once again, option to twist and grab for the opposite hand, opposite foot. Maybe pulling the foot in, elbow up. And as well as like a king dancer, if you'd like, grabbing that big toe, twisting the shoulder, opening up the chest. As long as it's not slippery, go ahead, down dog. And we're done. So all you have to do from here is cross the legs, scoot onto your back, and lower down for Savasana. Extending the arms to each side, allowing the feet to lower down without any tension, body without engagement. Option to close down the eyes or just lower the gaze. And coming back to your breath. Making sure the shoulders are away from the ears, allowing for the neck to extend. If you'd like, you can always place a hand over the chest and the belly. And feel the diaphragm expand and contrast, slowing down our breathing, slowing down our heart rate. Taking the time to notice how we felt at the beginning of the class versus now. Maybe remembering our intention at the beginning of the class. Maybe curling the corners of our mouth for a little smile. And when you're ready, you can either stay here longer if you'd like, or just get up with me. Start to wiggle the fingers, the toes, the body, the head side to side, waking yourself up. Maybe going for a big stretch, arms overhead, pointing the toes, back lifts off the ground. And bring the knees towards your chest. Wrap your arms around, curling in. And all the way to the side for fetus pose. One of the most comfortable postures out there. And then all the way up to seated. That is it. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed.